What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Action Sunday. And as promised, I'm going to be changing gears, going to go into more of the espionage political thriller genre with this one, The Marathon Man from 1976, and it stars, who of all people, Dustin Hoffman. Now, going into this, I did not realize that this movie was based on an actual book by William Goldman. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. There had to be some significance of why this movie sticks out, or why it's part of Americana and like pop culture. So there you go. So yeah, with that out of the way, what was this movie all about? Well, I'm gonna put the simplified version, unlike what the synopsis on Paramount gave me, which had me going, what? So what happens is it follows a spy, and his name is Doc Levy, and apparently he's got a younger brother who named Bobby. Well, that's his code name, kind of thing. Well, it's like nicknames that they give each other. But here's the thing: he's not a spy. He is a history student, which I kind of find funny because Dustin Hoffman is almost 40 years old and he's playing what essentially is a college student. How is that possible? Is beyond me. But beside that, so what happens is, his brother gets killed by this mysterious Nazi scientist who's been trying to come to America, trying to leak secrets, and there's like a whole more conspiracy thing. And there's this one line that keeps repeating is it safe? And I go, what the hell is going on? What is that? Again, is it more term? What does it mean? They never fully explained it unless if I did a little bit more research, But for the sake of the movie, I thought it was pretty interesting how they set it up, formatted it, and it had me on edge for most of the movie. Of course, my only problem about this movie is that I think it ran a little too long. I mean, this was a little over 2-hour movie. Of course, I think that was kind of the thing because you had Robert Evans, who was a producer for Paramount at the time, at the helm, making sure, hey, some of these movies should have a big budget, big blockbuster thing. So yeah, making it the 2-hour thing, I think was it's both good and bad at the same time. But of course, you want me to go into more detail on like that thing, but that, of course, I don't want to bore you. But overall, like the movie, had me wondering, oh my god, what is it that they're trying to do? What's going on? It's more about Nazi spies and not Nazi secrets kind of thing. And this is also post Operation Paperclip. Okay, the 60s are in the rear view, but again, this is more of this was a Nazi scientist that was hiding out in Argentina that was trying to come to America, and somehow his target was essentially his brother. Okay, and so there's a lot that happens in this movie, and of course there's a lot that makes you go, holy crap! Didn't see that kind of thing coming. And the fact that the cast of players really did their job bringing these interesting, somewhat intricate characters to life from Goldman's book. And of course, if I had a chance, I would find the book and I would read it myself and see how different it is from page to screen. Hey, Cinema Sins or Cinematica, you're out there. Maybe you should do a video of this, see what's different. But anyway, the star power, oh my gosh, outside of Dustin Hoffman, I marked out for seeing Roy Scheider play his brother, the two brothers kind of thing. Really enjoyed that, man. My goodness, seeing Roy Scheider just be a complete and total badass from what I'm used to seeing him in Jaws. This was a couple years after Jaws. This was also a couple years after The French Connection, because he was in that too. So for some reason I kept bouncing back and forth. I'm like, okay, he's not just okay. So he's no longer Sheriff Brody. He's still Grasso, or whatever those famous cops from The French Connection were. So man, Roy Scheider had a great decade. Not just playing it's like he was the go-to guy just to pick roles that were based off of movies or based off of book characters or characters that you would based on real events that happened kind of thing. Because French Connection was based on a true story that actually happened. That was eventually reworked into an actual story written by Jimmy Popeye Doyle, or original guy was the guy's name was Popeye. But you get my point. But overall, I'm noticing all that, and man, Roy Scheider really was a guy ahead of his time. It's damn shame he's no longer with us. But what I'm going to get to one thing that had my jaw hit the floor fast, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. Let's see, Laurence Olivier. Holy crap, him in a villain role is just weird to me, because I've seen him play Van Helsing. I've seen him play classic Shakespearean characters, but never in my life have I ever seen him play this mysterious Nazi doctor. It was both terrifying and at the same time almost spine tingling just to see this good performance. And is it one of his best? To me, I feel like it's up there. Again, if you do more digging and see more of Laurence Olivier's catalog, I think you would like it. Unfortunately, I think this was, he saw it, you could tell his career was starting to wind down. I mean, he was only pushing 60 around the time of this movie, I think. But outside of that you can tell he took this role and ran with it. And this movie really showed the range from all these guys. And you can definitely see Dustin Hoffman's stock on the rise between this. And of course, I love the New York setting, love the Paris setting, and speaking of New York, the one part of the movie that had me mark it out the most was at one point, spoilers ahead, is they were trying is the doctor of the Nazi doctor is looking for a bunch of diamonds that were kept in a safe deposit box, which was established at the beginning of the movie. And so he's walking through the diamond district, and I all of a sudden marked out, because I suddenly recognized, oh my God, that's right where I bought my wife's wedding ring. Holy crap. I was like, I did not know this. I was like, my goodness, back in the 70s, hey, you have realized, oh my God, they were shooting a movie in the Diamond District. There's Laurence Olivier in full Nazi getup kind of thing. So, which is kind of perfect, since majority of the Diamond District is Jewish. But outside of that, and just having me just brought a smile to my face, this movie, definitely, the pacing is there. The story's great. Again, there were a couple of things that didn't really click. Like the 2-hour runtime, I think pushed it a little bit. But to me, I feel like this is definitely a classic of Dustin Hoffman's portfolio, not just Laurence Olivier's. The action-wise, let's see, there's a lot of chasing, a lot of running, some bullets flying, but when it comes to explosions, you're not going to get that here, guys, because, again, this is one of those conspiracy political thriller kind of things, mixing with a crime drama, but yeah, it's all there, the perfect formula. It's there. Despite some kinks, I think you guys would find this to be an entertaining movie. I'd say give it a watch. It's on Paramount if you can get a chance, all right? And with that in mind, I'm going to give Marathon Man a 7.5 out of 10. I was going to give it a hard 8, but there was a couple things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, as well as just made me a little uncomfortable, in my opinion. Of course, also, obviously, like I mentioned, I marked out for the Diamond District making a cameo. So yeah, good stuff. All right, so that does it for this week. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content, folks.